continue to keep evaluating this thing as we go.
With when Tyler comes in the game, will you pull your starters at that point, or is it kind of
We'll see based off their volume and rotation there. Yeah.
And what did you just make of Tyler's day-to-day?
Did some really good things. Again, I thought his feet, just like Spencer, showed up in the game out here, which was awesome. Had a really good couple drives in there. I thought he did some really good things.
On his touchdown run, was that a called keeper, or did he have the option to hand it off?
It was a high probability of run. There was a low probability of QB running, but he saw it, he reacted to it. I think that's one really smart decision-making thing. He has a great feel for the game, and so he saw green grass and he took it.
How much are you looking forward to just the first game of the preseason as head coach?
It'll be really good for our entire football team just to go through the process. By no means is it going to be perfect. That's the beauty of preseason football. I think for our players, it'll be awesome to get out there and kind of play someone else. We've been playing each other for a number of weeks, but also for the coaches to go through this process and get back into the real thing.
Your ability to create off schedule, it's tough to gauge sometimes when you're installing the offense, but you're trying to have them do specific things versus when you kind of get in a call-it situation that shines a little bit.
Yeah, the improv and the off-schedule stuff, which is real in this game. There's a number of plays, and the statistics will back it up, that a lot of plays end up in that scramble phase. And so our guys, certainly we've talked about a lot of it. It shows up more and more in these scrimmages, and certainly these games it'll show up as well. And so Tyler made some great plays. He had a good little off-schedule throw, finding the running back. Spencer had a couple, so it was good.
You're planning on calling the plays on Sunday?
Yes.
And when your run game is kind of operating the way you want it to, are you kind of seeking out explosives with this run game? Is that kind of what some of the design is for?
Certainly, I think all of us are trying to get explosive plays, but there's situations within the drives that are always different. You may be looking for a clean, positive run to get yourself back on track. You may be chasing explosives, whatever it may be. But certainly we want to avoid all negative plays as much as we can. I think that's one of the big things with the run game is you're chasing explosives, but you can't be reckless. Put yourself in second and longs and be chasing things.
Will Coach Staley call the defensive plays?
What's that?
Will Coach Staley call
yes.
the defensive plays?
Yes.
Is Landon Young dealing with something?
Yeah, he's just dealing with something. Yeah, he was out as well today. So sorry I missed that one. So we'll evaluate that one as we go and see his availability on Sunday.
Can you explain the decision Tyler made on the run? You're saying it was an option call, but
yeah, it's a run play that's going to the running back 95% of the time, and there's a small little percentage that if everyone overreacts, you do have the ability to pull it. He's actually done it twice in training camp, and so I think it's just a high football IQ play, common sense type play.
Did Fadil Biggs stand out to you a little bit tonight?
Yeah, I thought some of those younger edge rushers, some of the D-line, I thought they did a really good job. Our third group, I thought our D-line and the third group really put in some pressure there. Made it challenging for Jake in some circumstances there. So you got to know the context of what Jake was, kind of navigating there in those 2-minute situations. But, I thought that group did a really good job.
Do you know the number of plays you called?
I think we're at 66, so I think that was about half. So, yeah.
I had 66.
There you go. Yep, so a little bit different, obviously, but again, we talked about this. This was kind of a Friday-Sunday combination of 2 games in 3 days, so those numbers were kind of calculated as well.
How much of, you said Spencer's going to start Sunday, how much of that was determined tonight, or did you were leaning that way heading into tonight?
We had communicated before this to those guys.
Okay, so this was before this.
Yes.
You had made that decision.
Yeah, it did not. I didn't just improv it just now, so. Tell you guys first or something.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, would have been fun though.
One more player to ask you about, Chris Tyree.
Yeah.
I might have missed it.
Yeah, he's dealing with something, so lower body deal, and so a couple of those guys, just some nagging things. They're kind of day to day, so we'll see.
What is your overall philosophy on playing starters in the preseason? Like, there's only 3 of them. Is it
I'd say anytime we need to go through an evaluation process, I think it's important to go through that process in preseason. So, there's certain players that we need to go through the process and evaluate them, and they're competing for different roles. There's other guys that we may be doing a quick, stop in the game, 8, 12 plays, and then they'll probably transition out of that thing, and it may be just their opportunity to kind of get acclimated. And there'll be certainly a handful of guys that won't play.
If you are ever going to play the most complete amount of starters, is game 2 the game you vision as that?
Yeah, probably 2 will be a little bit more, and we'll just have to see where we're at. The third game is kind of a flex game in a lot of ways for the NFL now, whether you treat it like the old 3 or the old 4 as far as the preseason games. And so we'll just see where we're at that point. So it feels a little ways away.
Do you know for game 2 whether you'll switch the quarterback rotation? Or
Yeah,
is it just-
yeah, we'll see. We certainly have that option, and we'll be ready to do that. But we'll see how this all plays out. So, all good.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kellen.
I'm still laughing at
Matt, excellent gift choices. Excellent gift choices.
Thank you.
Add up.
Sound like my dad, man. Calling me in for the night. I don't know.
You're very impressed that they added up the play.
Yeah, I mean, once you write them all down, that's
I mean, there were a lot of flags today, so that makes it hard to come up with exact numbers.
Pretty much LSU, like me. We don't do math.
No, I was just like, did he catch the ball?
Like, is that as hot as you've ever been at a football practice?
Yeah, I mean,
We had a
I
couple-
felt like it was pleasant. I felt like it.
We had like two of them.
When that 9 to 11 time slot, I felt like our guys got lucky. I was like, I
Yeah,
wanted,
well,
it
it
to, I
is-
wanted it to be a furnace. I only felt the
It
sun
is
burning twice. I was
It was
like,
twice. No,
you
you're
know,
right.
and-
But those two that I had, like when we were little kids, you know, I grew up in New
Yeah.
Orleans, playing baseball, you like shag fly balls for like 3 hours.
yeah. Well,
So
it's
that's, it's like my childhood.
so my kids, you know, Amy and I, we grew up in Chicago, Ohio,
Yeah.
so the humidity was there. Like,
yeah,
it's
but not,
pleasant.
yeah.
But like, my boys have lived in California,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
them
yeah.
going there, it was just like it was so good for them to be in a different like
Yeah.
environment. So
You good? I'd look, if you don't mind, let me start with Chase Young, just because he is a guy that every practice stands out. Is he a guy, look, he hasn't had that season in the NFL, right? Is he a guy, when you work with him, you've worked with some great defensive linemen, is he as physically gifted as anybody you've worked with?
he is, yeah, and his whole career is in front of him, and I think. You know, as I've shared with him, I mean, he's accomplished a lot as a player. He was the Defensive Rookie of the Year. His team in Washington made the playoffs. He's played in a Super Bowl. I think last year, you know, he's top 10 in the NFL in pressures, and but he's 26 years old, and I think he's also had to overcome a lot. You know, he's had a knee injury, he's had a neck injury, and so I think he's really proved his toughness and his resilience. And I think now he's fresh and healthy and springy, and you can see it. And you know, I think the best is ahead for him, but he's having a great camp for us.
Look, I know creating matchups and finding mismatches is the thing you focus on. I'm guessing he's a guy that when you're designing it, he's one of your A-list guys that we got to get him in the right spot.
For sure,
am I right?
yeah. You want to get him in a comfort zone. You want to create a rhythm, especially for outside rushers, you know. And as you mentioned, I've been around a couple of them that are as good as it gets. And if you can get them in their comfort zone, get them in rhythm, it's just like a jump shooter. You get them in rhythm, you get them consistent looks, and they're going to knock them down. And so we've tried to be really demanding of his technique, because I feel like he has so far to go from a toolbox standpoint. And just understanding the game, but he's worked extremely hard, and I think he's been really fun to work with. He's tried to answer all of our challenges, and I think you're seeing it out here in camp.
The other guy that has flashed ridiculously on defense, at least for me, is Kool-Aid McKinstry, the job that he's done. How good can he be? What's his upside? He didn't play a ton. I mean, he played a ton, but he didn't show what he's showing right now.
Yeah, I think same thing with him. His best is ahead, but I think you're seeing a very complete corner. He can play press, he can bail, he can play cushion race. He's outstanding in the deep part of the field. He has really, really good instincts, extremely well trained by Coach Saban. And I think that he's just a perfect fit for how we want to play. But he's been an extremely consistent performer for us. And again, he's a guy that loves the challenge. So just excited to keep working with him.
Kellen Moore hates talking about himself. If you ask any question about himself, he talks about the team
Yeah.
or any. You've worked with him a few times now. What is he like to work with? What is special for you about Kellen?
Man, I just think Kellen's such a complete coach. And I think he's a extremely humble leader. But he's got a great football background, comes from a great football family. I think that's where it starts. And, you know, when I think of Kellen, I think of composure. You know, I think of poise. He's got great instincts. He's put together an awesome staff, and I think you combine him with Mickey's experience and Mrs. B and everything, and we just got a lot of the cool leadership elements here. And but you know, this game means everything to him. Behind all that humility is a guy that's as big of a competitor as anybody, and someone. When I think of him, I just think of a gym rat. He loves the game. And I think that shows itself every day with our players.
And in every way, he seems older than his age, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, this guy's one of the all-time great college players. 50-3 as a starter. I'll brag about him. And, you know, he obviously had a really good pro career, too. I mean, playing for 2 franchises and, you know, almost becoming a starter, you know, at Dallas before his injury, and had a really quality pro career. And then transitioned to coaching. I mean, he becomes a coordinator at one of the top teams in the league and has coordinated some of the top offenses for 3 different teams and is a Super Bowl champion. Again, coach's son, I think makes you wiser too. And again, I'm just really fortunate to be able to team up with him.
That's it. Brandon, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
pleasure.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just curious, the play over the top to, I guess, the first one?
Somebody new and getting some real ball now. So we're looking forward to it.
What has been working for you while playing this camp?
What's been working well? I feel like just our group. We've been decisive, been playing fast. You know, we're all kind of playing well within the playbook, and we all understand it pretty well. And yeah, I just say, you know, we've been playing really decisive. Obviously, a lot of playmakers, so distributing the ball has felt good. Everybody's healthy, and the guys look good. O-line's been great up front. So yeah, I mean, the operation has been good. Obviously, it's still a lot to work on, but feel overall this camp's been there's been a lot of growth.
Was playing decisive? Kellen has said that about you a few times in this camp. Oh, shoot, sorry.
We're good.
Was playing decisive something that you like made up your mind before the summer even started that this is something that I need to do? Because it seems like that's sort of your mission, right?
Yeah, I think within this system you can, you know, it kind of urges the quarterback to play decisive. You know, get the ball out on time, play fast, get through your progressions, know where you're going with the ball. And like I said, we got so many playmakers that could separate and get open within our system. I think, you know, I think it's been not easy, but it's been a smooth growth throughout camp of just playing fast, playing decisive. And that's just not me. That's, you know, everybody doing their part to make the operation look smooth.
Could you expand on that? Is it the plays themselves? Is it the way the coaching staff teaches the play? Like, what leads to that decisive?
I mean, there's your own feel to it, of course. You know, every QB is going to play a little different, so there's your own feel, your own tempo, and everybody plays a little different. But I just want to play fast, play clean, and make the big plays when they're there, but take the easy ones when they give them to you.
Was there anything intentional about getting the ball downfield? I know you did it early, right away on your first drive today. Is that something you were hoping to do, looking to do today?
Oh yeah, you always look for those big plays and those opportunities. You had man coverage, you got Sheed one-on-one on a safety, you got to put it up, and it's a great play call, and it was executed really well.
What was it that
on
you
the-
saw on that play, especially with the corner? Like, walk us through what you saw.
Yeah, we used a little cadence, got on the uncover a little bit, and safety came down. It was straight man across the board, and I knew I had a favorable matchup with Sheed, and put it up on time. He ran a great route, O-line blocked, and those ones feel good when they hit like that. It feels good, especially the first drive to get the day going. So it got us a little momentum, and obviously a little up and down all throughout, but I feel like we moved the ball pretty well today and executed when needed.
And then a couple to Brandon Cooks that he did not have a whole lot of time to react.
Yeah.
Talk about those, because obviously there's a huge level of trust in there, but that's a hell of a play on his end, right?
Yeah, that's that's a vet making vet plays right there. I'm trusting where he's going to be. They're bringing pressure. You got to play fast, get that ball out. So, those balls were thrown really before he even turned, and just my trust in him, his trust in me. He was there, made 2 great catches and 2 big plays, or 2 or 3 big plays today.
And then on the TD pass to Cedric Wilson, it looked like the pocket had collapsed and you were kind of going backwards.
Yeah.
But, I mean, did you feel like there was any risk in that throw, or you were locked into it and trying to keep that play alive?
Ced made a great play. Those are one of those where, you put it up high enough, maybe he can go make that play. He made a great play. Kind of want to avoid those, but, he made a really good play, and sometimes you got to trust your guys to go up and get it, and that's what he did.
Jameis had a term for that once. He said that was a God's play.
God's plan. I guess that's what you can call it.
Do you avoid trying to put too much pressure on all 3 preseason games, but certainly the one you're going to start, and try to stay normal and not feel like so much is going to be evaluated based on that performance?
Yeah, I'm not going to try to press out there. I'm just going to play ball. No need to press. Our group's looking good right now, feeling good right now. Just got to go out there, play clean, operate smooth, however long I'm out there, and just go play clean ball, score some points, but no need to press.
It's got to feel nice, though, to get that shot, right? To get that first shot, to get that first, it's got a, a validation of all the work and all that. It's got to feel nice, right?
It is what it is, really. Each chance you get to go on the field, it's a great time. You get to go out there and show what you got, and get to go out there with the guys. So, starting, not starting, it's fun to be out there, regardless.
How much do you feel like you're playing the preseason last year? Like, obviously they turned you and Derek went down. Like, how much do you think like your performance in those games gave the coaching staff the time and confidence
Yeah.
to go through?
Felt pretty clean in 2 of those games. I mean, the 49ers game wasn't the cleanest last year. Want to put together a string of 3 good games, preseason this year, and feel a little more confident, feel a little more comfortable, obviously, and just want to, like I said, play clean, play decisive, play fast, use my legs when needed.
When it comes to like the decisiveness that we've been talking, like how do you train that? Is it just reps? Because it's like it's not as easy as just saying like, yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of the ball. You got to process everything.
Yeah, no, it takes reps. It takes it's just like I said, everybody's gonna play a little different, but the ideal is to play quick, get through your reads, and listen to your feet, and protect the ball, and move the chains.
Do you find that you're a couple more guys physically that you're moving differently or faster than what we saw last year?
Feel more a little more flexible, a little quicker this year. Feel a little leaner, so I can move around a little better. Definitely not showing that 4.940 speed. I don't feel that on the field. I feel a little quicker now, but feeling good. Body's feeling good.
Was that the result of anything you did in the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, we worked out hard, trained hard, but I just wanted to make it an emphasis to use my legs this year because that's such a weapon in this offense. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
What's up, guys? What do we got?
What was your overall reaction to the snaps you got in today?
Just got to make the most of every opportunity I can. At the end of the day, I just got to go in with whatever group I'm supposed to be in with at the time and go and execute. I thought there was a couple good opportunities and made one bad decision.
Yeah, what was the decision on that?
They brought a replacement fire zone. It wasn't a replacement fire zone. It was just simulated pressure. ended up being 3 deep, 4 under. They dropped the boundary end. He got in the hook window, and I tried to squeeze it in there between play side backer and that dropper, and he tipped it. He made a good play.
They obviously have had a rotation going on day to day, but in 2 scrimmages now you've done third. It sounds like you're going to go third in the preseason game. I mean, is that tough to know that the opportunities are limited?
That's not my job to worry about. My job is to go and execute when I'm on the field and make the most of every opportunity I get.
How do you feel like the last 2 days have gone for you?
I feel like every time I'm out there, I feel like I do a good job of operating. Finding completions. That was probably my second turnover at camp, so trying to limit turnovers, obviously, and make good decisions. But at the end of the day, I feel like I've done a really good job of processing, executing, getting the ball out of my hand, and finding my checkdowns when I have to.
You spoke earlier this kind of training camp about consistency. Do you find that you hit that consistency?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's been a pretty solid camp for me. I feel like I've done everything that I've tried to been asked to do and continue to go execute. And at the end of the day, like I said, when it's my opportunity to go out there, go execute.
And do you feel that there's anything here as we get to the end of training camp that maybe you're doing even better than you were at the beginning?
For me, I'd like to go out and execute in games and do a good job this preseason. And I think showing what I can do on tape is a really valuable thing, and continue to go and execute when I get my opportunity.
I know everyone wants to go first, like preseason, but is there a benefit in this first game to, like, if you have a third, probably to play the most of the 3?
Like I said, I have no idea how much I'm going to be playing. I just, at the end of the day, go and see how they're playing the game, what the show looks like, what coverages are playing, and at the end of the day, just find completions and get the ball in the end zone.
Hunter was also saying about how, like, this offense helps him be decisive. I'm wondering if you kind of feel the same. Are there things built into this that allow you to play quicker, faster?
Yeah, I mean, I think they do. Kellen does a really good job of being able to, like, build in opportunities to find completions early, like I said. I think I said that earlier this spring, and it's been holding true so far throughout camp. And I think obviously having him had played quarterback before in the past, he does a really good job of helping the quarterback get into a rhythm. And I'm excited to be able to see what that's like this preseason.
Is Rashid Shaheed doing something better this summer than other summers you've worked with him? Or, I mean, the volume is hard to miss on certain.
I mean, you think about it, Brandon Staley's a shell type team, gives access, and you see us taking advantage of access throws, and I think Shaheed is a guy that is going to press vertically down the field a lot, and is going to scare a lot of cornerbacks. So when he's scaring DBs and we're running free access things and we're taking those, it's going to give him a lot of opportunities to catch the ball with space and opportunities to break a tackle one-on-one with a corner. So I think those are some of the things you're seeing out there, and we'll game plan it as far as whatever team we're playing, but Shaheed definitely still has that ability to take the top off the defense.
You've had a couple opportunities now with Kellen calling live plays for you. How would you describe him as a play caller? Like, when you hear him plays, does it feel the right rhythm? Like, how would you describe what you're getting from him?
I mean, Kellen obviously has a really good feel for the game, and I think, like I said, he does a really good job of being able to allow us to find completions, to find a rhythm. And I think with a guy that's been there, done that, when things maybe aren't going so well, he's like, hey, let's get back on track here. Let's find a completion. Let me give you something that's going to get you back in a rhythm. So I think those are some of the things that he does a really good job of, and limiting some of those, those factors of, hey, it's 2nd and 11. Let's get to a manageable 3rd and 5 here for you. So let's find something. The defense is probably going to play softer, give you some completion opportunities, get you back into a rhythm, and then, hey, when they play man on 3rd and 5, let's go attack.
Is he saying all that in the ear?
It's not like that. We talk about
right.
we talk about some things like, hey, get back on track here, and I think those things are kind of echoed in the meeting room. And when he says some of those code words, hey, let's find a completion here, and those things like that. Thanks, guys.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Oh, thought so.
That is true. Well, I spent 5.5 years.
just these three guys and that's it today?
Right there, right?
Is it just these three guys?
I'm unsure if they're going to bring a fourth quarterback, but we can ask
But I mean,
after.
is QBs only today?
Yes, yeah, QB's only. Yeah. Yeah, well, Chuck's coming over now. I don't know if they're going to bring Decker, but Chuck's walking over.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think so. I know the first time they did.
What'd you do when you're?
Yeah, I know, right? How are your 2 days off?
What'd you watch on Netflix during your 2 days off? No, but you see what you watched. Oh yeah.
So can we get contact?
Yeah, he's about 20 yards away. I really just know the head coach. He's coming.
That's further than this one.
Is that a snowball or like an ice latte?
Why don't you make that your first question?
Sounds like a first question.
No, I don't have snowballs here, so it's not a snowball.
Probably a snow cone.
It would have a snow, but it wouldn't be a snowball.
I don't think we have exclusivity on
That's
snow cone, snowball.
You guys are doing a total number over there?
Yeah, that's what it
we're
is.
kind of.
Hey guys. Sorry to interrupt the combo.
We're here for you.
Very riveting stuff.
It's interesting.
Have you felt sort of a little bit of momentum here lately? Like you feel like you turned a corner or something, or something?
Yeah, I think I'm getting more and more comfortable each day. I think that's been my whole goal. Just get better and grow each day. And I think as time goes on, and I think we actually get into more realistic football as far as call-up period, scrimmaging, stuff like that. Where that's where I feel like I'm the best in my own game, and I feel like I can continue to get better. But I think I'm going to try and get better each day, and I think I've done that.
This is a super rudimentary question, but is there something beneficial to Kellen Moore just letting football players play football to an extent?
Yeah.
during his practice?
No, I mean, I think that's just he understands from a quarterback perspective that a lot of the scripted periods, a lot of certain practice stuff isn't necessarily real football where, a lot of times in, today's scrimmage, you're going to have defenders coming free or you're going to have to navigate a throw and you're going to have to operate, stuff like that, to where that's kind of more of realistic football that you got to go out there and make sure we're moving the sticks. And that's the fun part about it. So I think he does a really good job of when we're out here, we're going to utilize those reps, and then a lot of the times those scripted periods, we got to get plays installed. We're getting better, but when it comes down to football, you got to take advantage of it.
Just to shout out to Kevin, can you kind of just talk about what you saw in that play?
Yeah, we were kind of going like a fake switch rub play we've been running for a while now. Just kind of one off of it, stepped up, and then made the adjustment from one of my picks earlier, throwing it too low and gave it a top shelf throw and in the back of the end zone. He made a really good catch off of it. But yeah, it was good. I mean, it was probably a bang play. I might have been getting sacked or smoked or something like that, but it was good though.
The 65-yard drive that you had before that, where you hit Pettis on the one down the side, that whole drive, was that as good as you have felt this training camp so far? Because it seemed like you were certainly on point on that.
Yeah, I think so. For me, like I said before, is just whenever we're going in actual football call-it scenarios, I think that's when I perform the best, and we're out there and I'm just operating and feeling it and getting out there on the move and all those things. I think that's where I feel most comfortable. And I think getting in a new environment, coming out here, getting a lot of excitement with the guys. It's been a lot of fun. So football is, you got up and down. We started off a little slow. We came back and we finished really well. So I was really proud of him making that catch and the whole group kind of finishing it there against the guys.
The one to Pettis, were you sure that he was going to stop and turn around when you let go of it? Like how was that communication?
Yeah, I
all of that?
just trusted his body language. I think we had had that double move off of it, and we had immediate kind of leakage right away, and got out of there. And I knew it was going to be his ball or nobody. It was on the run, so we were kind of on the same page there. He made a really good adjustment stopping.
One of the areas where we've kind of put you under the microscope while we're trying to evaluate how you're doing there is like time to throw, holding onto the ball. Is that something you think you've improved on, or you think live situations help speed up that clock in your head?
I think a little bit of both. I feel like I've gotten better as far as time clock football, and that's just kind of comfortability with the offense, and sometimes ripping it in certain scenarios, and sometimes some guys, it may not be open. You don't want to force it. Sometimes the best play is a throwaway, or to maybe even take a sack in some certain scenarios. So I think as you get playing more, a lot of those times where you can scramble, you can kind of make something happen is more realistic. But by no means was I perfect
the first couple weeks as far as with that for sure, and I don't expect myself to be because I just got here, you know. So I think the biggest thing that we've talked about is just continually getting better, getting the guys closer together as a team, and now we kind of hit the ground running.
We didn't get to talk to you after the previous scrimmage. What was your review of that day? Because obviously the first drive was one of the highlights of your camp, and then there were some throws you probably wanted to have back later.
Yeah, I thought it was, you know, just kind of like today. It was a lot of great efficiency when we were getting down there, and then a couple times in the red zone we didn't really finish how we wanted to. So I think it was a lot of fun for me. Just kind of, I think that kind of triggered for me mentally, just kind of going out there and playing and not trying to be too perfect, having fun. So I think it's been a really good progression for me, and excited to kind of get out there on the game.
Kellen was saying that like 95% of the time the running back gets the ball, the one that you pulled, and you also did that before. Like, what are you seeing on those plays that just gives you the confidence to go out and take it and ends in a good result?
On the touchdown run?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I mean, I think for me it's just playing football. You know, I think you got a lot of the times when you're running those tempo run plays, they're expecting that to get it, and then you just kind of feel that soft edge, and you can go out there and get it. So it wasn't necessarily, you know, he crashed down. We could give in there and be a bang play, but just felt it.
And you like went and tapped out the fans after
Yeah.
here. Like, is that just kind of a sign that you're getting more comfortable here a little bit? Like,
Yeah.
your confidence and all that.
100%. I think that's part of it. You know, like I said before, I'm gonna try and be perfect. I'm gonna do everything I can, but I'm not going to be. And I think I had to get to the point where you just go out there and you're gonna make mistakes. But for me, it's just day by day, like I said before to Ross, it's just getting more comfortable, getting better. You know, I've been here for 3 or 4 months now, and I feel, you know, in the past couple of weeks, so much better than I did year. And tomorrow, I'm gonna try and get better. And then who knows where we'll be at the end of the season.
Kellen said he told you guys that it's going to be Spencer starting and you coming in second. That's how they did both of the scrimmages too. I mean, what's your mindset of being the guy that's trying to start in second and come out ahead, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm excited for the opportunity to go out there and play. You know, get a couple quarters in, go out there and just have fun and rip it with all the stuff that we've been working towards. And I think you got to keep that perspective. You know, I think obviously all these practices, all we've been working for, you know, excited to go out there and have that opportunity.
Yeah, you mentioned like learning from I assume you meant the Nephi interception in the first scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of how you give the top jump ball. How much of the first couple weeks for you has been, you know, you kind of have to accept you're gonna have to take your lumps in some instances so that you can go back and fix them, and then today you make a higher throw. Like, is that something that you came in just ready to deal with? Has that been
No, I think you I don't. I mean, you come in, you like, yeah, I'm gonna complete every pass, you know. But obviously, your guys' job is to evaluate that. But you also, I mean, there's stuff that happens behind the scenes where I'm gonna be the hardest on myself, first of all. But yeah, no, I mean, you got to come in. That was a learning adjustment for me. It's just, I mean, I'm not gonna be Tom Brady or Drew Brees in training camp right now. I want to aspire to continue to grow, and I think the coaches have done a good job of just facilitating a lot of these practices, and especially kind of towards the end where we're getting into more realistic scenarios. And I feel like I've, you know, progressively gotten better and more comfortable. But I expect myself to play at the best of my ability, and I think the lesson I've learned is just you're gonna have to accept failure sometimes and keep going. You know what I mean?
With that being said, what mindset do you hope to take into the game, trying not to put too much pressure on 3 or 4 drives?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, it's a lot of the times it was kind of today. Sometimes some things are out of control, some things are, and you have to evaluate it and you have to go out there. And I think for me, every time I'm out there, I want to throw with conviction and operate and bring a lot of juice to the huddle and making sure we're procedurally good and all those things. And if you look at it analytically, and you know, that's how I want to do it, how I want to operate and have fun with it.
I know it's a cliche and everything, but like, is it real adjusting to the speed, this level, like having a process very quickly?
I wouldn't say it's phrase it like that. I think it's just part of it getting comfortable with a lot of the guys. New offense, like I said, we're installing. It's the first time you run a play in a scripted session of a practice, and it may not be the look how you drew it on paper, and you know that's maybe the only time you get that play, and you kind of have to be okay with that, and then you come back to it later and you keep growing. I think that's been the cool part for me, learning it. Obviously, everything is going to be evaluated and judged, but you know, as we kind of keep going, I think that's been the thing I've been trying to do the most.
What did you learn on the throw to Nephi? Like, can you just kind of walk us through
Yeah, I mean, it was just a window right there in the back of the end zone, and all it is just top shelf throw. Just put it up a little bit more to where it's him or nobody. It was there, but you're on the run. Stuff like that happens, you know. I think the biggest thing is when you got points, you know, don't turn over. But you're playing in the game, you know. It's just, it happens. You know, it wasn't necessarily a come off weird, but I think that's like I said before. You know, you come back and learn from it. All those things, even good throws, you got to keep that in your mind. But yeah.
So just to understand, like, it was more of a placement rather than timing in terms of like.
Oh yeah. I think the timing for me is has gotten progressively a lot better. And that's like I said before, you're getting for a lot of the times you're running those plays, and now we're getting the full offense installed, and now you're just operating.
To me, that kind of looks like
one or two more guys.
The throw against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It kind of had that same look to it. Was that when you look back on it, would you say it was similar?
The pick?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit different scenario, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it ended up being top shelf in the Notre Dame one, but down there, you're on like the 2 or 3 yard line, so you got to just give some. But I mean, who cares, man? It was just that you learn from it, and I think that's part of it. But yeah, I think that's we come out here today and you go out there and learn from it.
You said in a recent interview that you really enjoy the opportunity to solve stuff.
Yeah.
Use different word, but solve stuff. Do you have an example of that from today's scrimmage, like a play where you're?
Yeah.
Kind of see that?
Yeah, I think to where in the past where I had a negative play, we had changing the protection, and you see a pressure look, just in a not a very sound protection, and I didn't make that call, and it led to a negative play. Simple as that. Today, correcting that and then having a completion off of it, or at least a scramble or throwaway whenever you kind of see that same look. I think that was a big progression moment for me, and then also just kind of going out there and operating. We started off really, really good as an offense, and obviously the second group, had a couple plays where you got backed up a little bit, but the way we finished, and I was super proud of the O-line and all those guys. But to your point, I think the more you can kind of continually go like that, I think that's what it's about, and there's going to be bumps, but I think over this time I felt more and more like myself and the team. I think we're kind of gaining that edge.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I know you're old for rookie with the Angels and their way.
Yeah, that was.
That was like coming out.
Threw me for not.
We're done.